Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right? Saying your affirmations, visualizing your dream life, journaling, and even meditating. But somehow abundance feels distant? Well, what if I told you it's not what you're doing, it's actually the energy behind it that is sending abundance away? Hi there, my name is Kelly, and today we are diving into something that might challenge you, but in the best way. We're exploring why your current energy might be scaring away the very abundance you're trying to attract. So, grab your coffee, I have mine over here, your tea, get cozy, and let's unpack this together. So, first, let's get something straight. You are energy. I am energy. Money, love, opportunities. They are all forms of energy. And energy attracts like energy. So that's not just spiritual talk, it's physics. I don't know if you know, but even Albert Einstein, used to talk about that. When we vibrate, we attract. So if you're chasing abundance by carrying the vibration of fear, of lack, of doubt, or even desperation, guess what? You are unconsciously aligning with more lack, not more abundance. Let me repeat that. You cannot trick the universe with words if your energy is saying something different. So, are you trying to manifest from a place of lack? Because let's be honest, many of us are trying to manifest abundance from a place of scarcity. And I tell you this because I've been there before. A while ago, I used to do that unconsciously. So we say things like, I want money, or I want more money. But underneath, we are really thinking, because I don't have enough now. Or, for example, you may say, I want to meet my soulmate. But inside, we are vibrating because I'm so tired of being alone. And I know that this is very tricky, but hold on to this thought. So here's the problem. Abundance doesn't respond to words. It responds to frequency, our frequency. It responds to your beliefs, emotions, and your energetic state. So even if you're repeating all the right affirmations, if you're doing it from a place of frustration, worry, or even fear, you're planting seeds in a garden of resistance. I talked about this in my previous video. Actually, I reinforce what Abraham Hicks says that emotions are our point of attraction. We attract what we vibrate. And in my previous video on autosuggestion and affirmations, we talked about how our subconscious mind doesn't respond to plain empty words. It responds to emotion, to belief, and to what we consistently tell it with feelings. So whatever we are feeling, whatever we are vibrating on. Napoleon Hill said, plain, unemotional words do not influence the subconscious mind. You will get no appreciable results until you learn to reach your subconscious mind with thoughts or spoken words that have been well emotionalized with belief. Again, we attract what we vibrate. That's why it's important to always vibrate at a higher frequency. So if your energy is rooted in this belief, even when say, I am wealthy, your subconscious mind will prioritize the disbelief. And that's what gets amplified. That's what gets manifested, and really believing in that. Let me give an example here, practical example. I love that. So a quick metaphor. Imagine you're trying to tune in on a radio that plays rock, but your dial is stuck on opera. So no matter how loud you shout, play rock, the radio will still give you the signal you're actually tuning into. There was, or there is, opera, right? Because that's where your point of attraction is. That's where you're vibrating at or tuning into. So, but that's how your energy works. You cannot fake high frequency energy. You can only shift into it. So, here's the hard truth. If your visualizations, affirmations, or vision boards are filled with energetic resistance, such as frustration, doubt, urgency, fear, then you're pushing abundance away, even while you're trying to call it in. But then you may ask, Kelly, how to tell if my energy is blocking abundance? So here are a few signs. For example, you feel anxious or needy while you're trying to manifest something. Or you're constantly checking for results or proof that it's working, because behind the scenes, it is. You secretly fear it's never going to happen, even while you're pretending to be. So you really need to believe that it's happening. Another example, you compare yourself to others and wonder, why not me? Or you feel burnout from doing all the things, but nothing changes. So these are all signs that your energy is rooted in lack, not trust. You might not even realize this, but unconsciously you are vibrating at this high frequency of lack. So here are some things that you can do to shift that. Shift number one, move from need to trust. Instead of saying, I needed this to happen, try. I trust that what's meant for me, it's already on its way. So this energetic shift is everything, because it's not about pretending you don't care. It's about releasing the control and opening up to receiving and trust the universe, because the universe, source, the divine, our guardian angels, the spirit guides are doing the work behind the scenes. So remember, trust is a high frequency state. And when you vibrate at trust, you become magnetic to what you desire. Shift number two, feel it first. In my previous video, no, not really the previous one, but in my previous video on why visualizations don't work, I explained how effective visualization requires full sensory immersion. You have to see, to hear, to smell, to touch, to feel your dream life as if it's already real, as if it's already happening. That's how you shift your neuroplasticity and activate your RAS, your reticular activating system, and train your mind to seek opportunities that align with your goals. Essentially, and this is why I like to bring a little bit of science, and then you will still see me repeating this over and over again because I like to reinforce that. But more importantly, you start vibrating like the version of you who already has it, who already has your dream reality, because in the spiritual realm, you already have it. And that leads us to a shift three, clean your internal energy field. And again, I talked about this, cleaning our energy to release stuckness in my previous video. In this case, you ask yourself, what am I holding on to that doesn't match the energy of abundance? Am I still carrying guilt about wanting more? Am I secretly resenting others who have what I desire? Sometimes our biggest blockage is unprocessed emotional residue, as I talked about on my previous video that you can find right here. So in this case, release it, forgive it, and clear the space. Because abundance cannot live in a cluttered, energetic house. And by that I mean our physical house and our inner house, our inner being. And that leads us to a shift number 4. That is take inspired and aligned action. So manifestation is not passive. Yes, the energy work is essential, but eventually you will feel nudges, impulses, ideas, or opportunities that you should not ignore. Because after all, this is the universe, our spirit guides, source, our spirit guides guiding us, giving these nudges and showing the synchronicity so we can take action. As Napoleon Hill said, once your mind is properly conditioned through auto-suggestion, you receive impulses from infinite intelligence, God, divine source, universe. So that is your sign. That is your moment to move. In this case, take that action, but not from fear, but from alignment. And that also leads us to a shift 5 that is very important, that it's practice non-attachment. And this is a tough one, I know very well, but maybe the most powerful. Because no attachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you're not dependent on the outcome for your happiness or worth. So, in other words, you need to throw to the universe belief and let go. You trust that whatever happens is either taking you there or redirecting you somewhere better, and trusting that this is powerful. So that calm, that surrendered energy, that is the sweet spot. That's when the universe whispers, okay, now you're ready. Let's do this. So, my friend, the truth is simple. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. And this is just a reminder. It's never too much, right? So check your energy, clean up the contradictions, move into alignment, and remember, abundance isn't something you chase. It's something you tune into. The universe is abundant and there is plenty for everybody. So remember, you are powerful, you are worthy, and abundance is your birthright. And if you want to write down in the comments below, abundance is my birthright. So you start processing in your mind, because indeed is abundance is your birthright, and you're starting solidifying this right now. But if you found this helpful, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell, the notification bell, so you don't miss the next one, the next update or inspired message. And if you want to go deeper, I've linked some of my favorite videos and free resources in the description below, and including affirmations and visualization guides, so you can start using today. But this is what I have for you today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.